You're good.
We're good.
Yep. Good to go.
You all can just sign in, put your address, certainly if you want to speak later. Okay, this is a special public meeting regarding a possible data center that we've all been chatting about. So good evening and welcome to the Linville Community Center. On behalf of the town council, I want to thank everyone for attending this special public meeting. The purpose of tonight's meeting is straightforward. The town of Linville is here to listen to concerns of our residents and others who may be affected by the possibility of a large data center being developed near our community. I want to make clear from the beginning that this is not a question and answer meeting. The town of Linville does not have the project information necessary to answer questions about the proposed development. The town has not received a formal development application, site plan, engineering report, environmental study, water use study, fire protection plan, economic impact analysis, or other detailed project information. We do not know the proposed facility's final size, water and electrical requirements, construction schedule, emergency response needs, or potential costs to local taxpayers. Because we do not have those facts, town officials will not speculate or attempt to answer questions for Warwick County or the potential developer. This is what we do know. The property reportedly being considered as outside Linville's corporate limits. Therefore, any future zoning or development application would fall under the jurisdiction of Warwick County rather than the town of Linville. What is publicly known is that Warwick County officials have discussed a preliminary development inquiry known as Project Zora. County officials have stated that no project has been approved and that significant studies remain underway. On August 11th, the Warwick County Commissioners adopted a 6-month moratorium, temporarily pausing data center development while these matters are being studied. Tonight, our responsibility is to provide our community with an opportunity to speak and be heard. We will listen carefully, document the concerns presented, and take them to the Warwick County Commissioners on behalf of the residents of Linville and the surrounding community. The concerns raised most likely may include water availability, fire and emergency response capabilities, electrical demand, noise, lighting, traffic, environmental effects, property values, public infrastructure, taxpayers' costs, and the effect on the rural character or quality of life of our area. We ask that speakers come to the podium when called, state their name, and direct their comments to town council. Please understand that council members may listen without responding because the purpose of this meeting is to gather public input, not to debate the issue or provide answers which we do not have. Everyone deserves an opportunity to speak respectfully and without interruption. Differences of opinion are permitted, but personal attacks and disruptive conduct will not be allowed. At the conclusion of this process, the town will organize the concerns and unanswered questions expressed tonight and formally communicate them to the Warwick County Commissioners. We will request that these matters be addressed before any final decision is made regarding a data center development near Linville. The town council believes that decisions with potentially long-term consequences for our community should be made carefully, transparently, and only after reliable information has been provided and affected residents have been heard. Thank you again for attending, for participating in this important community discussion. Again, this is all being live streamed. You're on YouTube, so be cognizant of that too. And I'm just going to go right down this list. If you want to speak or ask questions, you come up to the podium and say your name, and then we'll go from there. Jim Shields.
My name is Jim Shields. disclosure, I am a candidate, state representative as an independent writing candidate, and my name is Jim Schultz. From a business perspective, I'm kind of a guy that pays attention to a show called Squawk Box on CNBC regularly. Been following this data center story for about 5 years. Seen lots of reports about how data center projects didn't turn out to what the communities thought they were going to look like. Seen plenty of horror stories. Still following down in Louisiana and Lake Charles, Louisiana. There's a big project going on down there. So following project in Saline County, Michigan. They're already past the yes stage. They've already decided they're a yes on the subject. A no on the subject means the discussion should be over also. And I have two views I have to express. One is as a candidate and one is as a Warren County resident. So as a candidate, I know where the state is going to head, and the state is going to try to take over all the decision making for the data center discussion. And the guy's name that I was listening to as an elected representative, his name's Mike O'Brien. I saw this on Indiana Weekend Review the first week of August. So when I hear that from a party member, I can't help but think that's the direction that party wants to go. So being a small government guy, I don't think the state should be involved in the discussion because we have, I think 92 counties, and that looks to me like 92 different questions. And I really don't think the state does that very well already. And so went to another data center discussion the other night. And for me, in my career, I've solved lots of problems, but the complexity of this problem tells me that if we take in all the resources in Warren County, we've got a lot of smart people in Warren County. I work with a bunch of them. The complexity of this problem would take 2 years to solve, with the problem being identified for me as to what does the ideal data center look like. And so the residents of Linville, what is happening now is there is a proposal without your input of what does that ideal data center look like. And I don't hear anyone having a discussion of what does an ideal data center look like. Now, I told you I follow business channels, and I can clearly open that discussion. We shouldn't be even considering a data center from anybody unless they have the name SpaceX, Meta, Anthropic. If I'm talking to anybody other than them, I can't trust they'll be good corporate neighbors because I know there are 1,000 speculators in this game. I also don't think that we should be talking tax subsidies on these things. Tax abatements, no, 100% not. They're going to spend $1.3 trillion in this country next year working on data center projects. I don't think Warren County actually needs a data center for a bright future. Really don't. I think Warren County, and I've been to county commissioner meetings, Warren County needs to be looking at developing a municipal utility, stop spending $1 million a year, turning on lights in different public buildings, sending that money to Texas. The easiest way to start with that is the low investment, start with solar. It doesn't solve it all. We want a coal mine, Alcoa's got them up there. I mean, a coal plant. Let's go up there and talk about that. We spent $325 million to do our bills. So CenterPoint could redo A.B. Brown, and we paid the bill. Those things that's my view on it, and I appreciate having the discussion and let me speak at the meeting. I know I'm not a Linville resident. I am concerned about things that go on in the county because I consider you my neighbors. Everybody in the county's my neighbor. What you do here, I don't think enough people think about the strength of agriculture in our county and how can we leverage that. I don't think that discussion ever happens. But that's kind of the way I think about it, is how do we leverage this? And how do we get ideal situations? And say no until we go through all the complex discussion of the ideal situation that fits for us. And I watch time after time after time, we jump at the easy solution because we don't spend the time figuring it out for one reason or another. I don't think politicians should push it down our throats because it's easier for them. We're not the ones that got to live with it. We're the ones that got to live with it all. So, as a Warwick County resident, I've been going to county commissioner meetings because I want that Ishire coal mine slurry cleaned up. Because this data center thing could turn out like another big pile of industrial junk because we didn't take the right steps up front. So I will continue as a citizen going to Warwick County Commissioners meetings. This is another discussion in another place. They have a new Jim Shields 3-minute timer up there. Make sure that I don't get too carried away.
I forgot it.
That's good time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Patty Clutter. Okay. Kathy Hargrave. David Kiesling. Did I say that right?
Dan, Kiesling, but yes.
Dan.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Keesling. Been participant in a lot of these meetings, and I see a lot of questions being raised, and Warwick County as itself has done some things, and my request would be that the municipalities of Warwick County continue to collaborate with Warwick County to make sure everyone's on a united front and not leave a shoehorn or any opportunities for these companies to come in before we've had a time to have full discussions and make sure we know what we're getting into. Been into a lot of the Warwick County meetings of Boonville, and I'm glad to see this meeting going on, and just want to continue that these conversations don't end. So we make sure that if decisions are made, they're the right decision. So thank you guys for your time and setting this time apart for us to have this discussion.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Heather, are you got a different view since? No, it's also Kiesling.
My
Heather.
name is Heather Keesley. I'm from Newburgh. I'm running for Warwick County Council. I also think that we really need to be mindful about proceeding with this. I understand that this is a Warwick County concern and not a Linville concern, but we have a really great community here, and I would hate to move too quickly and cause problems for our neighbors here. I have concerns. All these meetings that I've attended, it seems that quite a large number of the Warwick County residents are against this. So I would just warn that we all be careful and really take consideration into meeting with subject matter experts before we rush into anything. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. Mason Barkley. Amanda Howard. Is it Bart Heath? You got anything? You're here to listen tonight? Is it Harry Meyer? Michael May?
Chief Michael May with the Linville Volunteer Fire Department. I have obvious concerns of we are not set up for that, and it will take a lot to get there. So that's our main concern with that, and then what energy that will take from us and from the community for us to put into that is a big concern. I've done a lot of research on what the data centers have been doing whenever they go into a rural area. Basically, they're buying the fire department out, and making it what it needs to be. And so then if that were to happen, then I wouldn't have a fight. But until that does, or anything like that, then we are absolutely not set up and would not be able to handle that in any form or fashion. We have the guys with the training, but not the equipment and not the probably more manpower that we would need, especially whenever it's being built. And just and then not as chief, but just my concerns as a Linville resident. I would not like to see that go up just because I grew up around here. I think it's beautiful. I'd like to keep it that way, but I understand progress is what has to happen. So, but I would really like to talk with the commissioners. We've already tried multiple times. They said they would have a meeting with us and then never got back with us multiple times. So we would really like to talk with them and get our heads wrapped around it, because right now we're in the dark. And as a fire chief, that's absolutely where I don't want to be. So, but that's basically our stance on it. I have guys that are going to the meetings, and just trying to see if they can get any information out of them. And so far it's been pretty dry. So I probably just have the main concerns as everybody else of what it's going to do to the community. That's all I have.
Thank you, Michael. Ron, can't read your last name. Is there a Ron in here? Dodd? You don't have anything to say? Is there anyone else that has anything to say? Pretty short meeting. Go ahead and come up and state your name, please.
My name's Ray Bunner. I live at 2311 State Road 68 West. And I would like to know where this is going. And I am standing here right now on a strictly personal matter. It has nothing to do with anything except my personal feelings. I was sitting out on my deck, which faces the south. And as I understand it, that might be where it would be located. And and as you can see, I wear hearing aids. And me and my wife was sitting out there and just enjoying the evening. And those locusts start up. And that didn't used to bother me. But now, the thoughts of me living by something that is going to do that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, is beyond my comprehension. Or anybody else that has to live that close to it. I'm just about 200 feet from the interstate fence, and on the north side of it. And it would really bother me and certainly hurt my property values to have something like that setting south of me and buzzing and all time. That's the reason I'm here. If I've heard that this is very noisy, and the water it uses a lot of water, and we have been pretty well blessed with a lot of water after we got hooked on to Patoka. Good water. Maybe the best in the state. And because you people are more qualified than I am, but I drink it, a lot of it, and I'm proud of it. So if it's going to use that up, That bothers me. Because uh, there's only so much water available. And there's certainly so much privacy that's available. And that can be taken away from long distance. And I would not be interested in listening to that the rest of my life, and I plan on living there. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray.
Ray. You want to come up?
Oh, my name is Barton Heath, and I'm from Newburgh. And I really didn't want to speak. I wanted to let the members of the community go first if they had any interest or something to say, because I had said quite a bit at the commissioners' meetings, and I am firmly against data centers, not for something specific, but for the lack of anything specific. We've been told that we are going to have data centers, and it comes from the president to the state to the local leaders and legislators. It's just been too fluid. My dad always told me that when all the politicians agree, something's wrong. And I feel that's a perfect statement. This is going way too smooth without a stated goal. We say, well, we need data centers because we have to have AI. Okay, what is the goal of AI? As far as I know, the only thing that AI is good for is making billionaires richer. I mean, they say it'll put all the working class out of jobs. Well, I don't really see that. It's not the panacea that they say it is. It's just a step. But I'd like to know where it's going and what's the goal. There's no there or there. So I once I hear that they have a specific topic that's good for all of the public, then I think that it should be a valid reason to continue. But until that time, all it is a divisive issue. I mean, it pits the people that feel like it's going to benefit them against the people that don't feel like it's going to benefit them. And both of them are working off of generalities and no specifics. Now, if some of them do know that there are specifics and they're holding out, I think that's even more concerning, because if they aren't willing to tell you what this is all about, then that's an even greater cause for worry. But anyway, I wish you well in your search to find out something specific. I hope you do.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you,
you.
Bart.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Hearing none, I guess we will adjourn. Thank you all for coming.